Hello, everyone. Today we want to talk about the important topic of playing in cricket, playing with a straight bat, and what it really means. Most of you who play cricket know getting behind the line of the ball with the body, head, and shoulders, right behind in alignment is with the body balanced is going to be an effective way both to defend and to score runs. So why is this important? Because this actually is means that you have certain things that anchor, just like the gravity anchoring the body. This lesson is about values that actually anchor us so that we are straight and integrated. So I want you to take a piece of paper and a pen so that you can discover some of the core values even through this video. Maybe you have to watch it a couple of times, but if you would take the time to do this, this will actually help you align your thought with your intention and your actions, behavior that results in behavior that other people are seeing. So, when we are connected internally, when our heart is connected with the head, then our hands can easily do what the heart is intending and the mind is thinking. So, we want to connect our head with the heart so that our hands can do what is aligned. Imagine a car without alignment. It'll go like this. So you are not going to, your direction is going to be a problem. So allow me to share the screen with you and stay with me with a pen and paper. You can learn some important things that I have learned myself in my life and journey. Uh, and this is probably will be really helpful because it's talking your language, which is the language of cricket. So let's begin from the beginning. We are, this video is really a lesson from the book First 10 Runs in Singles. As you know, again, thanks to Sam T for the vision and for this beautiful lesson that he has written here, along with his brother. Playing with the straight bat is really, I want to ask this question: who is your favorite straight bat player? I put batter there. So, also, as you write that down, I also want you to think about why is using a straight bat essential for you as a batsman or a bowler batsman? As a coach, why is it so important to teach our young people the importance of getting behind the line of the ball with a straight bat and not going across, which is the lesson chapter 23 in First 10 Runs in Singles, because this is where we learn to anchor our body and the skill that is needed to play beautiful strokes, but at the same time score runs or defend, which is often so important when you face a good ball, especially ball that is moving around. I think there's a lot of things in playing, a lot of important things that you as coaches may know about what it means to play with a straight bat. But I think it comes from an attitude, it comes from a mental position that I want to play the ball with a straight bat. And it does mean posture, stance, the batting stance you take, everything is going to be important, the body balance. So let's put cricket aside. I want to ask this question: what are three key areas of your life right now that you're focused and you're giving a lot of time, you're giving a lot of energy into that? What are some things that, because those are all connected to what you value in your life, which gives you purpose, which gives you meaning. So it's important that we think about it. Why is value so important? Because it gives a sense of purpose of why am I here? Why did God bring me into this world? What are my gifts? So your gifts and your desires which is culturally derived from parents, and parents have told us, important, focus on this. So all these things finally should bring satisfaction and joy, right? It's important for us to enjoy what we are doing because that gives purpose and meaning. Okay, I am here and I'm making a difference through my life to the life of others, and therefore I feel you're moving up towards significance, success and significance. It gives a sense of direction. Because an unfulfilled life is a joyless life. Who wants to live a life that is not joyful? We do everything for happiness and to bring happiness into this world. So when we're not living according to who we are, which is our values that drive our behavior, we live a life of lie. In other words, we are pretending to be somebody else, or we are pretending to be somebody in our head. We want to be like, Virat Kohli, or we want to play like, but that's only in the head. You can't be that person. You can be your person in the way God has made you. So, but you can draw inspiration from others, but so what is a lie? Lie is when what is inside is not what is people are seeing. So what is inside and what we do outside must be integrated. And otherwise, it's like this iceberg that people don't see. We think that the iceberg is on top, but below is the values. People only see our behavior, our actions, but they don't know what is going on inside. But as long as what is going on inside, meaning our intentions and motivation, is driving our behavior, if that is congruent, if that is integrated, if that is aligned, then we are not in trouble. Otherwise, we are faking. So we don't want to be a fake. So I want to ask you, how are your roots? If you take a tree, what we see above is the leaves and the branches. We don't see the roots. Values are roots that are beneath what is going on inside. Like a person who is respectful, a person who is truthful, honest, whatever he do or says is whatever is coming from the heart, integrated, committed person, faithful person. Ambition can be a value, supportive can be a value, so all these are values. So, in terms of Micah Cricket Club, I want to say this is the anchor verse that Sam, shared with us. Micah 6:8. He has shown you, O man, O human, what is good. What does the Lord require of you? In other words, the word what is good means the very existence, why you are born, is for is to reveal the goodness because we are good. The fact that we are existing, the Lord made and He saw that it was good. So meaning our existence is good. Now, what does the Lord require for us to bring out this goodness is to act justly, meaning integrated, to love mercy, to welcome people into that integrated relationship, and to walk humbly, to know our place. And so this is very important. Very simply, in Micah Cricket Club, the values are take responsibility. As soon as we take our responsibility, as soon as we shoulder our responsibility, we are getting integrated. Meaning, whatever you have committed to do, do it. Whatever you say, yes, I will do it. Then, we have these agreements and all these things, but ultimately we are accountable to ourselves and to God. Meaning, whenever we are accountable to ourselves, we are accountable to God because God Himself are integrated. It's not because we do not know ourselves, it's because we don't know God. The moment we come to know ourselves, there is the image of God, right? So Doing justice to yourself would be to take responsibility for the things that are handed to you, whatever that be, whatever you take it willingly. Uh, Now, loving mercy is loving people so that you can include them in this responsibility of caring and shepherding, right? That's the most important thing for us, that you will shepherd the souls of your players, your the people whom you are coaching. You will love them first. That's the way to love God, by the way. And then walk humbly, willing to serve them wholeheartedly, willing to serve, you know, us, each other. So that is very important, that we know our place and we are willing to follow what God has placed before us. So it's time for taking some questions. And I want you to write a couple of examples of how you will practice justice, how you will take responsibility. Think of for a moment, what are my responsibilities with MCC? What are my responsibilities with my church? Whatever you are doing, the different things, how you will shoulder your responsibility. One or two examples so that you can share in tomorrow's discussion. One or two examples of how we will practice love, meaning how we will include people, how we will engage people from Hindu different backgrounds, how you will share your time, anything that comes to your mind of how you will extend yourself, how you will give yourself to others. Okay, that's what it means. Thirdly, how will you practice humility? Share a couple of ideas because that may help the whole group. How you will practice humility. Now, in leadership, this is important because value driven leaders will become influencers, right? If you want to be a social influencer, if you want to be an influencer for Jesus Christ, it's going to come from inside. That's what it means. Value driven leaders can be trusted because they create an environment for others to grow. That is why I'm investing my time here. I don't have to do any of these, okay? I'm doing it because I want to create that environment where we are completely coming from inside, not from our head. Everything we do must come from our heart, and our heart's desire must be desiring God, and then that will help us to love people and to give ourselves, because we are not afraid to give. It's important that we learn the value of giving. That is showing mercy, love, mercy. Uh, Leaders with good values navigate different issues with ease, so we can solve any problem when our roots are secure. There a lot of conflicts happen because the roots are not aligned. So when all of our roots are aligned with the same thing, there is alignment, there is true alignment. Then it's easy for the minds to meet and talk about it and say, okay, I can change my behavior because this is what I really value. We can't even discuss anything if we don't have common shared values as a team. Remember that when you create teams. And they will leave a long, value driven leaders are leave a legacy. Okay. Now we must understand that God values people. There's nothing else in this world that God values except people. You know, He's probably not valuing a lot of things in our culture, but he certainly values our heart and our mind. And he wants the heart and mind to be integrated so that we can keep the world. What he says, I put you in Eden to keep it and to dress it. That's Genesis 1. So God invested in humanity, which is the right thing he did. He created humanity and then he redeems it. That's the righteousness of God. He doesn't say, okay, let it go to waste. I don't care, I'll start something else. No, he comes back and redeems humanity that wants to reject and become independent. He said, no, I want you to be aligned. I will come myself. So this is the beauty of God's justice, that he himself becomes a justice, brings justice. God redeems humanity through love. And so it's all connected, justice and love and humility. How does he do that? Becomes humble. He becomes man. So you see how these things are tied beautifully in the life of our Lord Jesus Christ. The justice of God, the love of God. God so loved the world that he gave his son. And he who was equal with God did not consider equal with God, but became gave the word there is made himself of no reputation and humbled himself, even death on the cross. So it's a beautiful thing that we see in the scripture of Micah 6:8, how it ties with God and Jesus the Christ. I want you to write down some ways that we devalue ourselves. I'd like some of you to talk about it, share with the group. Okay. So what are core values? Think about core values as we want to discover them. Consistent practices that we do every day. For example, for example, I spend time with God at least an hour to an hour and a half. I don't miss that any day. Maybe once in 6 months I may miss because I'm traveling or something. But this consistency, that is because I value intimacy with God. I value intimacy with God. That is why I spend energy, my time with God. And I even spend money sometimes to read books about that. So you're investing money also in that same core value. I spend time with my wife every day between 7 and 11, 4 hours. We spend time together in one place. This probably is about 10 years now into practice that we sometimes we walk together. Why? Because again, the intimacy with my better half. These are things I brush my teeth and I floss my teeth, meaning I go in between my teeth. I cannot sleep if I don't do that. So these habits become consistent, what is called as keystone habit, meaning if you miss that habit for a day, you will feel like the whole day is gone, right? That's values. Now you can think of different things, patterns of behavior that you consistently do, that you constantly do, even in the time of transition, you do that. When I'm traveling, I'm still do that. These things. Of course, I can't be with my wife if I'm traveling alone, but other things. I call her, or I go to the toilet and floss. Non-negotiable matters, things that we will die for. Say, no way I can change this. I can give you an example of that. Recently, somebody came and told me I don't agree with the interfaith dialogue meetings you're having, um, and that is tied to my some of funding. And I had to say, no, I'm not going to change that because I want funding. There's no way, because that's part of my value to include people of other religions in conversations. Okay, so those are non-negotiable matters. Deeply passionate things. What I'm doing is I'm passionate about cricket and leadership and discipleship. So you need to think about these things. Core values are not beliefs, it's what you practice daily in your life, most often, daily. If not, couple of days, once in 2 days. But it's most something that is deep within you that comes out as behavior. Okay? It could be bad, it could be good, but hopefully it's biblical core convictions, ideals, standards, assumptions that are practiced, that drive ministry, that drives small groups that you do, drives coaching, everything. This is what core value. So I want you to ask these questions. Maybe you can take a picture of this and then write these questions. Write them down. Write down what 3 areas consume your energy, your time every day. Okay. List the top 3 areas you consistently spend money on. Think about that. What are some things some others say that you consistently do very well in work, in social life, in family life? Think about friends, family, parents, children. What do they look at you and say, these three things? Or ask them, what are things that you think you see me do as a habit? All this will help you discover your values. That's why I'm asking you to do this. How do you do, how do you add value to others whom you serve? In other words, how do you spend time with others? What are things that you teach them? What are things that you do with others? Okay. What two or three things do you hope that you like to see happen? What are some things you're desiring that you really want to see? That is aspirational values. Okay. What do you most often spontaneously celebrate? You love to celebrate in personally or family or friends. What do you do there? What do you celebrate? Could be birthdays, it could be anniversaries, but something else when you spontaneously celebrate, because those are anchored in your values. And all the other questions you can go through that. You fight about for certain things. What are those things? And yeah, so this is something that will really help you understand what are some of your core values, because every one of us will should have at least 3 to 5 core values that we practice. And we can talk about it as we meet tomorrow. I hope you take the time and listen to this video. May the Lord bless you and keep you.